Good morning, it's 5:30, it's not sunny and it's about to rain. What are we going to do today? Well, we're in Aberfoyle, we're going to go round the Three Lochs drive, see if we can see something once it gets a little bit brighter, and if not, I'm going to take a wee bit of a drive through Aberfoyle and potentially a lovely place called Loch. So come along for the ride and let's see what we can pick up this week. So we had another wee night in the tent box last night and it was particularly cosy as always. If you're interested in a tent box, you can check my channel. I've got 2 review videos on them, but they're absolutely fantastic for getting out, staying near a location so that when you wake up first thing in the morning, you're already there. So if you visit the website for the Three Lochs drive, you can purchase a permit to camp overnight. There's different places for tents and for motorhomes. I took the motorhome one. My pitch wasn't particularly breathtaking, however it was right at the start of the drive, so now that I've started I've got a half-hour drive ahead of me to have a look and see how stunning it is in the drizzle of the summer. It costs a ridiculously cheap £4 for the night, but in addition to that you need to pay £3 to get in to do the drive, so for £7, not a bad night. It's summer, it's the middle of August, it's currently 9 degrees, it's raining cats and dogs, and there is absolutely no light. So what do you do in a day like this? I'll show you. So the plan was to take a nice leisurely drive round the Three Lochs Way and stop off occasionally to take some photographs to dazzle you with mind-bending composition and intrigue and wonder. But as you can see from the footage, it just didn't pan out that way. It was raining constantly the whole morning. There was puddles, there was mud, and the only thing that was missing was a decent composition and a decent photograph. But that's sometimes the way with landscape photography. The conditions don't play ball all the time, and whilst you could argue that I could have put on my waterproofs and went out, I just did not have the motivation to do it. I hadn't had a particularly long sleep. I went to bed about midnight and I got up at 4, so I was tired. I was a little bit disappointed because the weather forecast said it was going to be a little bit better than this. So I kept going, drove all the way through, and then headed off to Aberfoyle and to one of my favourite places, Loch. Surely I would manage to get at least one good image. Even though the weather was incredibly poor, I knew of one location that this might actually just suit the photograph down to a T. Let's see if it worked. So this might not be the video that I intended at the start. We were in Aberfoyle, Three Lochs Way, and it just would not stop raining. I've now been on the go for 3.5 hours. I've taken a couple of photographs which I'll put up on the screen, but it was torture. It was trying to get some sort of composition, some sort of subject, but when the sky was as grey as it was and the rain just wouldn't stop, I think you'll find that the images are average at best. However, not to be deterred, I've decided in order to make a video this week, I'm going to climb Dumpling Hill, which is locally known as the Dumpling. The Dumpling, as we're going to call it from here on in, is located in the village of Gartocharn. Not Gartocharn, okay? You heard it here first. And it's only a half-mile walk. It's quite steep, but it's grade 1 out of 5 for a hill walk. It sounds very unimpressive when you think it's only half a mile long and it is only a grade 1. But wait till you see the views at the top. So here we are at the top of the Dumpling, and ladies and gentlemen, this portrays Scottish weather to its finest. Summer, 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 autumn, autumn, winter, spring, summer, back to that again. It's actually a wee rainbow right in the middle there, I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, this is the same day and it's within a couple of miles of each other. Foreboding, horrendous looking clouds, and then all the way back round here, blue sky, lovely sunshine. If I'm going to sunbathe, I'll need to do it like a rotisserie chicken, or I'm going to end up red on one side and blue in the other. So as I said, this is the Dumpling. It's a fantastic little walk. It only took me about 10 minutes to get up here, maybe 15 at the most, but I think you'll agree the scenery and the view, oh my goodness, the rainbow that's over there. Where is the camera? We need to get that. I have decided not to bring my tripod with me so I can be a little bit more fleet of foot, and also it has nothing to do with the fact I didn't want to carry that the whole way up. Let's try and get a little bit of framing as we talked about last week, and also just by changing my elevation here I have much more of the scenery in the background. I'm going to try and get a little bit closer, get more of the hills. Apologies, I'll be back in a minute. Yeah, so that's a really good tip for rainbows. If you want to try and catch a rainbow, a day like today is absolutely perfect. We've got sunshine, we've got showers, a little bit of breeze and a little bit of cloud. So this is the sign to look out for in your weather forecast app if you're looking for rainbows, or if you're looking for some interest in the sky during the day. It's now only about 9:30, but the light, as you can see, is very, very bright. So we'll just keep taking some more shots. There's some dogs arrived. Hello, how are you? What's your name? So the eagle-eyed among you might notice I've got my glasses on, and that's because I'm going downhill. And if you ever happen to spend more than 15 minutes in my company, you'll know why they call me Tumble McStaggers. They don't actually call me that. I thought it'd be funny. Was it funny? So, what have we learned today so far? Basically, the best laid plans and all of that. What I thought the video was going to be about was something completely different. But you need to remain flexible. Oh, here, this is very muddy, very slippy. Yeah, you need to remain very flexible. Have the willingness to change your plans. It would have been nice to have a backup plan, but fortunately I knew I was driving back through Aberfoyle, through Drimmen and back to home, and that whole drive is absolutely stunning. So getting to Gartocharn and seeing the Dumpling, I've lived here for 50 years and that's my first time being up it. And I was blessed for my efforts by the most glorious rainbow, as you will see in these photographs. All is not lost if you have your #1 plan, you get everything all packed up and you head out, and then you get there and you have the morning that I had. I'm going to stop the video just now because I will end up in traction. I apologise for not talking you through my composition and my setup. I also, as I mentioned, decided not to take my tripod, but that was a calculated guess given that it's 9:30 in the morning, the middle of summer, and I knew the sun was out, so I knew I'd get fast enough shutter speed not to need the tripod. The only time I would have used the tripod there is if I was going to put an ND filter on during the day, slow down my shutter speed and try and catch some of the amazing movement of the clouds, which in hindsight I probably should have done. However, we got what we got. Excuse me while I open this gate. Ow. If you watched last week's video, you'll know it was all about compositional techniques, and from the photographs that I've taken at the top of the Dumpling, I think you'll notice that I used one of those techniques quite a lot, and that was framing. The reason being was, although that it was a fantastic view, there was a beautiful rainbow, a good view, not always a goodeth photograph make. Foreground interest, something in your subject, again accentuating that front to back depth in your image and not just a blank 2D image. So yeah, I used framing. There was some ferns, some foxgloves, some bushes about, and again, although they're out of focus because I was shooting fairly narrow at f4, I think it brings something a little bit different to the image. Some of the photographs you saw today were taken in a place called Loch. It's just through Aberfoyle and about another couple of miles on, and it is a spectacular drive. Not only that, there are some absolutely picture perfect places to take photographs, and again, if you catch them in autumn, they just look magnificent. So that'll be the plan. As soon as the colours start to change, I'll be heading back up to Aberfoyle, the Three Lochs drive, and hopefully this time the rain will stop for 2 seconds so I can get the drone up to show you the scale of the place. I'm back down. It took all of 40 minutes to get up there, take the photos, fly the drone, write the theme tune, sing the theme tune, and get back down. And I'm so glad that I stopped, because it really did feel as if the day was going to be a total waste. Never give up. And prizes for anyone that spotted the moon in one of the images. Rainbows, moons, clouds, Loch Lomond. That's right. I think you'll find that was Landscape Photographer of the Year shot #1. Put your opinions in the comments down below.